Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth, and I am here with a stack of books that's trying to fall over on me. There we go. To give you a few ideas of uh, mysteries that you could partake in for March Mystery Madness that are more geared toward young adult or adult that maybe I haven't really talked about lately or possibly ever on my channel. So let's get into it. I have three young adult books and four adult books for you. The first young adult book I have is All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, Maggie Stiefvater is one of my favorite young adult authors, and I don't really talk about young adult books. Hello, lighting. I don't really talk about young adult books all that often on my channel. I am definitely more geared towards children's and middle grade. But Maggie Stiefvater is fabulous. Not only is she a great author, she's a delightful person to follow on social medias. She is very, very cool, and her writing has a lyrical, magical quality no matter what she's doing. In this book, we are visiting Bicho Raro, Colorado, and the Soria family. Now, everyone in the Soria family has the ability to perform strange miracles. And you can see kind of the mystery behind that and how those miracles affect the people who visit them and the family themselves. If that is not quite your thing, I would also highly recommend checking out the Raven Cycle. The Raven Boys are some of my favorite characters of all time. The Raven Cycle is definitely one of my favorite series of all times, and I reread them about once a year. All right, next I have Illuminae. This is the first in the Illuminae files, which is a trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. It has been a little while since I've read the trilogy, but I am looking to read them again this year. They're a quick read. Everything is in transcripts for the most part. It is a multimodal text, and it is a sci-fi, but there is a bit of mystery and definitely thriller tensions in it. So I highly recommend this trilogy. And then the final series I have to talk to you about, and yes, all of them, well, this is a standalone, but she does write series, and then Illuminate and the Good Girl's Guide to Murder are both series. This is Good Girl Bad Blood because I couldn't find a Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think Elena has taken it to her room. This is by Holly Jackson. The first book follows a character whose name I have forgotten. Hold on, Pip. Um, Pip has decided that for her senior project in high school, she is going to look into a cold case or a murder case that it's not a cold case. They arrested someone, but they think that they arrested the wrong person. And so Pip finds some help in unexpected places, decides to solve this case, and it is a mystery and lots of crazy things happen. It is very, very well written, very well done. The entire series is great. I highly suggest you check them out. Now, those are my YA suggestions. I'll set them to the side. Like I said, I have four suggestions for adult that are not the normal cozy mysteries that I talked to you about. So the first one being Aunt Dimity and the Heart of Gold. This is actually book like 20 out of 22. It's just one that I have on hand. The Aunt Dimity books are fabulous. They are by Nancy Atherton. And they are about Lori Shepherd. Lori in the first book finds out that she has somebody that's been in her life that she didn't know was there, and that is Aunt Dimity. So you find out that when she was young, her mom used to tell her all these amazing stories about a woman named Aunt Dimity. And she thought, as she grew older, she thought Aunt Dimity was like a comfort story that her mom was telling her. When in fact, Aunt Dimity was a really real person who when she's an adult, passes away and leaves her an inheritance. And so she ends up having to go from America to England, and she discovers that there's a whole lot going on. And also, Aunt Dimity is a ghost who occasionally shows up and helps her with things, but not in the way most paranormal activity happens. So, yes, it's great. I can't tell you any more than that because it's fabulous, but you should definitely check it out. Next, I have The Mangle Street Murders by M.R.C. Kasassian. This is the first in, I think there's 5 altogether. Um, but this follows Sydney Grice, who is London's most famous personal detective, and March Middleton, who is his ward. And she shows up and is determined to help him solve a case. And there's mystery and shenanigans, snarkiness. It's great. It's also set, I think, in Victorian, yeah, like Victorian times, maybe. It's fabulous. Next, I have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Marina Garcia. This is more of a Gothic mystery. It's got the Gothic paranormal, really weird stuff going on, but there's definitely mystery involved. So if you're looking for something a little less cozy, a little more thriller paranormal, this is your girl right here. Fabulous book. And then finally, I have Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. You guys know that Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite books of all time, and I love Jane Austen. Well, Northanger Abbey is definitely up there. It is second place in my favorite Jane Austens, and it's like a half a point away from being tied with Pride and Prejudice. And this is a spoof on a Gothic novel. The fourth wall is broken multiple times. She cracks jokes to the reader. There are little asides about like, oh, if this were a Gothic novel, oh, she gets kind of snarky in it. It's absolutely amazing. But there is a little bit of a mystery. It is glorious and wonderful, and I highly suggest you check it out if you have not. Northanger Abbey is one of those that I feel is very, very underrated. We don't really talk about it a lot because she had wonderful, wonderful books, but most people know Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. They don't really know Northanger Abbey. So you should check it out. Those are all of the books that I have for you in this pile today. If you did not already watch it, I highly suggest you go check out my previous video, which is all about children's and middle grade mysteries that I might not often talk about. I hope that this has given you some suggestions to get through the end of March as we are finishing up March Mystery Madness. I would love to know if you've read these, if you want to read any of these, what suggestions would you have that I haven't really ever talked about that you think I might not have globbed onto yet? I would love to hear it. Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you've not already, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet and you're here, I don't know how you got here, but that is fabulous. I'd love for you to stick around. I will talk to you again soon. Until next time, stay safe out there, my friends.